Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So, we are playing as a samurai at the moment, because it's our other classes at level 50 have all hit 51. Though I think we're soon going to be getting you to 51 also, in which case we'll have another problem. But maybe we'll run out of quests before we run out of classes. Let's continue. I'm feeling a little lazy today, so maybe we'll get some MSQ out of the way and then we'll come back and do, I don't know, maybe get some job crystals. I've been meaning to do that. I'm most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that St. Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we're presented with a multitude of problems. We have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Yea, in particular, is ever a steadying hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. The Braves support me. Alfie. To what do we owe the pleasure? Has there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I'm to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. For the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Manbrida's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I'm not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it's only a matter of time. While we focus on that task, maybe you could assist Alfie and his Braves with theirs. It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget your esteemed status allows you to act in ways those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He's proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you're finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I might soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I'll inform you at once in the usual fashion. Guess we're going off to do Ul'dah politics again. You know, there's never this much trouble in Limbs of the Minza. Pleasure as always, yea. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it. Actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you'd be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons, what found their way into refugee hands a way back. So it happens we caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant we caught an arrow while talking to Ye, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden. Which isn't to say those clients might have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods. Sabi? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. But if we strike at the appointed hour, we might catch the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Ye? Then it's settled. Rendezvous with Captain Elbert at Highbridge, and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you'd excuse me, I must leave for Old Da. I expect good tidings. Who are you again? Riol. Was he the guy that was Company of Heroes? I don't remember. It sure is nice having a flying mount. Like, imagine if I waited to level all my classes to 50 before actually doing the quest to let you fly. Hello. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Marketeer. It would seem his guests have arrived. It would also seem he's hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath the woman of your standing, and Commander Leveilleur need to dispatch you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural to come to rely upon you without hesitation. He's a little, presumptuous, I'd say. We should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure the clients do not escape. With me, Ye. I do have to emphasize, all the stuff we're doing are things that were written 10 years ago. This game has been in development for so much longer than the content we're doing. It makes me... I'm very eager to see, the later expansions. The newest one. Just to see the quality of the storytelling. Think of how much World of Warcraft changed between Barrens and Shadowlands. I spy one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the black marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let's be off. Hello. Hired thug, eh? Who goes there? An adventurer? Damn fool, you should never have come here. I like the immediate sheath. There's people in the way. I don't understand. What's this all about? As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. Before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Levailleur will be most disappointed. Damn it all. A golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk-white sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames, the brass blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. At the very least, we've secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. I'll join the first in their hunt for the dusk-white sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask you to deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Entrust them to the third Yu-Yu-Hase. He'll take care of the rest. Where is it? Up here? Yeah. Dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hello. Ah, warrior of light, ever reliable friend of the Crystal Braves, you have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Chrysalis. What brings you to us this day? A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Elbert, you say? Understood. Once we've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Riol stated with confidence there'd be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood. Clearly, Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Ul'dah merchants, who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful his information was not completely erroneous, and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Guardians up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you've no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the ceruleum processing plant. Time for the fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Alian, for the freedom of all. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured, the immortal flames will hear of your contribution. Till we meet again. A word, if it please you. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time. Ah, okay, that was the guy that helped us find Titan. So yeah, he was the Company of Heroes dude. Thanks for indulging my request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the burning wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything, leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. Those dusk wights they were chasing, the latest word is that we lost the trail. But you never saw him yourself, not before the fighting started, not after. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in my bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances we weren't taking gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend, I've got a lot on my mind these days. I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, best to get back to it. We have totally been infiltrated. Yay, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Pray return to the Waking Sands. That's quite an amount. It's clearly a dinosaur. It's a flying dinosaur. It looks like a T-Rex. Don't get many requests from Tataru. Usually Minfilia contacts me directly. Hey, little woman. Whatever. Falafel. Thank you for coming so quickly, eh? We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most determined lady by all indications. Our guest is with the antecedent in the Solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? Ah, it's Lucia. Sir Emmerich's girl.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Tataru, not Tataru. Tataru.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Soma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Soma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept? We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius von Belsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force, all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Solmer, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake, and led a host of dragons against the Guardian ships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing best struggle, the flagship's cerulean engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost. The explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. That same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desert wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing ether from realms around. Oh, that's why everything's all crystally around here then. That makes sense. A remnant of the lake remains, and at its center, a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Emmeric's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Let us not neglect our own tasks. There's much to be done, and precious little time to do it. And for all the good it did, you know, I mean, supposedly there was this huge battle where we repulsed Garlem out. They still built Castrum Sentry right next to us. So, I'm not sure that was that effective. That's it. That's the big. That's him then. Wow. Okay. He's a biggie. Midgard Somber. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Guardians. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. I cannot say for certain at this distance. I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time. I'd wager they're desperate in need of spare parts and other equipment. Did they wake the dragon, so to speak? So it's true then. The Ish Guardians honestly fear the worm might rise again. From here, that seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned guardians who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agris, then climb to the top. Excuse me. I got like hiccups or something. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Well, let's queue up. We have so many roulettes we could do if we wanted to, if we wanted to level this character up, but I don't. So we're doing the Keeper of the Lake. 11-minute wait, could be as many as 15. Let's play some Triple Triad. So what's sane? When a card is played, if two or more cards of two or more of the sides are touching other cards, and the ranks of those sides are identical to those on the sides of the card played, the other cards are flipped. So if I like have a if something has a 2 pointing down and a 2 pointing left, and I put a 2-2. What about plus? When a card's played, if two or more of the sides are touching other cards, and the sum of the ranks of the touching sides are identical to the sums of the other touching sides, the other cards are flipped. What? I think we'll just lose a round or two trying to figure that out. Oh, that's okay. Well, now I'm just totally screwed. this is a complicated rule set. So it's mostly cards we already have. Crystal Tower cards. Yeah, so let's find someone else. Probably I should go like to the starting areas because we need to get better cards. Though we have a few good ones, I suppose. But we're like at the point where we're just always using our best cards rather than trying to craft a deck for the enemy. If that makes any sense. Or based on the rule set. There's a dude that wants to make triple triad right outside here. I remember. Okay, so another high set of high rank cards. I didn't even look at what is Ascension. I don't know. Oh, that's a +2 now. Why are your cards getting better and mine are not? Except for the U. Come on. When are challenges up? 3 days. So we'll probably get a bunch tomorrow. It's the weekend. I swear, sometimes I work all week, you know, and then I get to the weekend and I say, oh, this will be a great time to relax and play some video games and all that. But then I'm like, no, it's a good time to go visit family. And now I wish I had a work break in order to, you know, get back to work and not have to deal with family. Because I swear, sometimes visiting my parents is just painful. Often not, but sometimes very, very painful. Oh, come on. Am I gonna really have to start this over again? He just popped, man! The next tank or healer should be ours. As soon as anybody queues. So what's Ascension? The number of cards of the same type already played. Okay. Oh right, now it's plus. My bad. Aww. That won't flip. Nice. So how do I get the cards? Is it like this a percent chance? I guess we forfeit. One of the nice things about not queuing as a healer is I feel like I can watch the movies. Like when you go into the boss. What's up with all these thingies? What do we need to do with that? I'm not doing very good at keeping my my data. I need to focus on that a little more. Like, always get that data. Well, that's not when you're alien. That's a whole minute. So I just need to make sure to get it up really early in the fight, and then I can mostly just forget about it. But if I don't, then I'll just, keep on doing my cycle. I'm missing a whole minute's worth of dot damage. That looks impressive. Whoa, whoa. Why can't I target this thing? There we go. Oh dear. I mean, I kind of don't want to go across this fish. Not into that, at least. There. Oh, was he following me at one point? And I screwed up and put all those things across the field? It might have been. No, I would have recognized this. That's a lot of loot. Wow. Action shot. They're all gonna get mad at me now because I'm gonna be sitting here watching the thing. But this is too intriguing not to watch.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet? Thou hast forgotten the face of thy lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Nope, they were waiting for me. That's so kind of them. Maybe I should be attacking the other dragons. So there was like something in the middle that I missed that was targeted as like a high priority thing, and I just missed it. There, the Astrea. Someone just hit 84. Well done, you. People are so polite in this game.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. listen. Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Seven children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end. Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen.
Yeah, it's true. If we weren't the Warrior of Light, we would not, anywhere near as good as we are. We rely entirely upon Hydaelyn to save us.
Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent. Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
My blessing! No!
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker. Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine. I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing. Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more. The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth a beginning and an end.
You may summon Midgard Sommer by selecting the corresponding entry within your minion guide. I can't, like, talk to him. That jerk! I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? You shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphino left a message stating you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. I don't think Ishgard's going to be happy about this. And we are 51 now. Not, I mean, I don't know. I don't think the cars are entirely appropriate in this game. But whatever. Praise the 12, your hale and whole. I came as soon as Benfilia informed me of Sir Emeric's request. You completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it. Then I'd hear your report. You conversed with Midgard Sommer. I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand the Worm Lord did not perish, and has in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years? Less a resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Emeric immediately. But we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgard Sommer in its entirety. To even acknowledge you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave but necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. As for how we shall present our revelation to Sir Emeric's emissary, you may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. Is there something you're not telling us yet? You seem different somehow, as if you're missing something important. 12 for Fend. Midgard Solmer stripped you of the blessing of light? Are you alright? How do you feel? It's a relief to hear you're otherwise unharmed. It beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgard Solmer made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Althik and Nemea, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgard Solmer ever watch over the source, from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Hydaelyn herself? If he's watching over you, as he claimed, mayhap you'll have an opportunity to ask. Let's keep this matter to ourselves. I don't wish to overburden our friends needlessly. Next time I get sent to fight a primal, though, I'm immediately, tarnished. Or not tarnished, what is it? Tempered. Art thou a pawn or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? I'm a level 50 armorer. Okay. And I can make really tasty food. Though I'm more of a sous chef, which basically means I'm only allowed to chop up vegetables.
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Worm Lord and lived to tell the tale. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other.
Two in Eorzea. What's the other one? A great worm in Eorzea.
The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
No.
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
I'm just going to continue on for now, until we get to a good stopping point, before switching classes, even though we're 51. The Ishgardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgard Solmer who roared, a call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance, and pray that our fears are unfounded. Ere I forget, I believe Mumbrida has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there's been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I'll be along once I've completed my communications with the Braves. Over here. Before I do, though, I need to get a drink. Be right back. And I am back. Would you believe there was a time when I was making YouTube videos where if I needed to go up and get a drink or run to the bathroom or something like that, I would just use that as a reason to pretty much, trash the entire video. I'd say, okay, well, I guess we'll restart this one tomorrow. Anyway, let's get going. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the Solar, shall we?
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Hopefully it doesn't rely on my blessing.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute! Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Poor Ida. She's the punching bag of the group.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve, and I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it's worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an Etheric Siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
I will remember.
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart.
Or
Ideal
that.
for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalymo shall accompany you. Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
So I quite enjoy it when the when the cutscenes have their own voice acting, but I have to actually admit, when they go on for a long time, I kind of feel like maybe I'm not actually, doing a pretty good job at this Let's Play. Like, I'm just kind of sitting here watching it like with the rest of you. I should be commentating and that kind of thing. Anyway. 'Twould seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already deployed to the area, and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilrid will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Elbert at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I'll take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing you go to support the front lines. I suppose just reading the words out loud doesn't actually contribute that much myself either. Your duties take you to northern Thanalan, do they not? We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Philomin travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see. It's my hope they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, we know Eorzea must present a united front, or we shall fall. How extraordinary that my little Westilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I'm proud I might now stand at her side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear Ul'dah has become a place of danger, even for one so familiar with the streets. Woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, milady. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then? Sudden chill. All right. Commander Leveilleur sent word you'd be coming. A veteran of your talent is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalja. Returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raban's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing: getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein. We might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I'll inform the others you've arrived. No doubt it'll be welcome tidings. Lieutenant Talren, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draughtsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosives, devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the flame stationed there are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat, for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I'd once again ask your aid. We've been keeping a close eye on that Guardian garrison. It would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They'll likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet the assault head-on. I've apprised your fellow Scions of the situation, and I'm heartened to know they'll be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Alian, and lend your much welcome strength to the counter-offensive. Am I still even strong anymore? I mean, I don't have my little crystal pattern anymore. What if I suck now? Glad to have you with us, Ye. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Guardians have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridianum. Their main column assembles to the north, near Dalamod's Talons. We've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Elbert. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellows come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Guardians might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless holed up in Old Dawn, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We have enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemies far beyond the walls. It would be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much cerulean. Let's take this fight to the Guardians. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of those storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions should join the Fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. I'm just Warrior now. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yuhaze. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves. Pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. This detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts. We'll need to split ourselves up as well, to cover more ground, and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. Seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas. This will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. Do I have any upgrades? No. though, way over here. Well. Oh, those sprites are going to be damn annoying, aren't they? Simple enough. You seem grim, Scion. I take that to mean between us, more than a few guardians won't make it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I'd be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. It's time to bid this war-torn land farewell. I'll contact the 4th, and let Lieutenant Alian know the west is now clear. I'd appreciate if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. I mean, I don't know, we killed 6 dudes. It was hardly a grand fight. I guess we weren't fighting their main column. We were fighting like their scouts. Or their diversionary task force, or whatever. Their raiding parties are no more, then. Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Alian has reported a sound victory over the main column, and informs me the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe. It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but northern Thanalan is no place to wander around alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I'd feel better about things if you could check on her. She's looking for crystals. Yeah, see?
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe. I know, as Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
She senses me. A useful talent.
An Ascian. Are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee.
Uh-oh.
Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
No, whoa. So? You're here! Master Louis Sua's staff is kept in the store, isn't it? Quickly now.
You two!
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soi was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
A clear invitation.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
The Chrysalis now available. Okay. So it's not a regular dungeon, it's a trial? No. There it is, here it is. Only 5 minutes? Sorry, Membrita, I'm just gonna sit around for 5 minutes. In the meantime, let's go play some Triple Triad. I'd go into the thing, you know, I really would, Membrita. Just hold on, you know, hold on. So that's why those people left. Filament. They were gotten out of the way. And the rest of our silent friends are in Ul'dah. Anyone want to play Triad? Apparently looks like no. I don't think we have that much time anyway. Trials are always pretty quick. I gotta admit, I do wish that this game had something like the Adventurer Journal in Warcraft, where I could spend, you know, just 5 minutes looking over the different fights and getting an idea of the major things to be aware of. Would be convenient. I do wonder what the other dragon is, though. They said there was 2 in Eorzea. One's Midgard Sommer, and we've heard that Nidog is here in Kurthus, but or rather, he's coming to Kurthus. But that didn't sound like what he was talking about. He was talking about another dragon. Don't know. Regional rules, everything is plus. I need to know that. 3 open, 3 are played face up. Okay. These cards kind of suck, but the whole plus rule I don't really get. Like that. How'd you do that? Yours were 5 and 5, mine were 7 and 7. Maybe that's what happens? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, a card! Ixol! Well, we just overwhelmed that one. Like, I'll just do the same thing as last time, I guess. Unless you're gonna, oh, that's different. A winner is me! So he's intentionally placing it. I guess the idea is that 2 and 8 are 10, and 5 and 5 are 10? Is that why that's working? So 3 and 7 are 10, and 3 and 7 are 10. Okay. Well, we lost this one. Wow. 2 and 7 and 2 and 7. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's a big party too. There's so much going on, I can't even... what do I do? I'm not getting this. Do I touch these? No, that just kills me. Oh dear, our tank died. Okay, this part again, I didn't really quite get that. So magic vulnerability up. We need to eat these, I think. I think that's the idea. We need to eat these. But maybe only in a sequence. So I'm getting physical up, and then no. Okay, so I took 2 physicals at the same time. So I would need to. Okay, I get it. I get it. Next time will actually be useful. This is new. Am I supposed to get in that? Or here? I think I'm tanking something. And I just died. I was not supposed to tank that thing. Thank you. What was that girl on the bottom right doing? I would say it's like a May, like Amazing Grace, not Aim. Ame.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
What? What trickery is this? No. No! You cannot! No!
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free! Concentrate! Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light. Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me! I shall make you pay for your insolence!
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now. The choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You daft old coot.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Moonbreeder. She's gone. did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hitherto the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Heavy. Never have I seen Oriange so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Charlian Manor to celebrate Moonbreeda's life and mourn her passing. As Moonbreeda was a native of Charlian, I feel it's only fitting we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Wraithfrost, in the sacred Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Ah.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
It's all Midgard Stormlord's fault. Well, really, it's all our fault. We set ourselves up as an enemy of the Ossians, and we did it using power that we didn't really own. We were borrowing power, and once we lost it, the enemies we made, you know, the problems we created came home to roost, or whatever. It was because we were relying on someone else's power instead of building our own. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree? Tis as if a dagger's been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we're to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we've fought have taken the lives of so many. Louisoix, Moonbreeder, our fellows of the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, yet there's no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. Alright, I think before we do this, we are going to go and do something else. Something inane. I'm just, you know, I think we're done with MSQ for the day. Let's just, go back to Thanalan. Yeah, back to Thanalan. Back to Ul'dah. So, in terms of our crafting, we still have 2 classes that haven't hit 50. Fishing, which we'll deal with in our time, and Alchemy. Let's deal with Alchemy right now. So, do we have Alchemy things to do? Budding Rosewood Wand. Oops. Sorry, I smacked my desk. Got the branch. I don't have any gammas. I do have a spoken. And a mega potion of mind we can craft, presumably. You know, I got this as a quest reward. I don't actually know where you would get one. But that's fine. We can just use it on this. So we have rock salt. We have blue yards and eggs, I'm sure. So this is easy to make. The gamma. Do I have these? Yeah. And if I don't have the Quicksilver, I'm sure I can get some. So, do I have Cinnabar? Yeah. I've been ignoring my ventures entirely, and I kind of still am going to. That's quite an outfit there, across from us. Not that one, but that's quite an outfit too, but an entirely different way. This girl in front of us, I mean. With the curious... Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and grab that. And a whole bunch of other things. Cinnabar. The blue land trap. The Ahriman wings. I think I already have an Ahriman wing on me. But I'll grab more, sure. The rock salt. And I need a blue Yarzan legs. But that wouldn't be on you. That's not a reagent, that's a bone. Alright, let's see what I'm still missing. Cinnabar, rock salt, spoken blood. Looks good. Just need to put it together. I turned down my my personal sounds because I was like, so many of the slashes we were making and when we were doing AoE attacks were very loud. But I definitely am hearing the difference here. My crafting sounds are less. Hopefully it's not a problem. All right. There we go. Now we're up at 50. Tis true without lying. Let's go ahead and, oh, Mastering the Hand. I guess that's all of our classes being 50? Let's go ahead and do the quests. We're already here. Calm down, man. Where have you been, my tardy assistant? I feared I would have to begin plotting myself. Did you bring the wine to toast this momentous occasion? No? Well, no matter. Let's not waste time with such extraneous celebrations. The ecstatic rush of triumph within my breast has me sufficiently intoxicated, for I have at long last unlocked the secrets of the ultimate expression of alchemy. After countless hours of research and experiments too numerous to mention, I finally hold in my hand the exact recipe required to effect my heart's desire. What is this little flashing light I'm seeing? On the ground. I don't know. Come, my astute apprentice. Together we shall swing wide the gates of alchemical history. You'll aid me by concocting a share of the necessary ingredients. 3 high potions of strength. There we go. We've even already made some of these. We just need a gill bun, which Ryla has. Any upgrades? No. And I need to put this on my bar somewhere. There you go, man. Well, do you have those high potions for me? I shall have to improve the quality of the materials I prepared if they're to be successfully combined with yours. Merely holding on to the vials, I can feel tendrils of might seeping into my weary frame. You've done well to preserve the power inherent in the limbs of a bogged artisan. These concoctions would imbue even the scrawniest of men with the strength to rival Rauger himself. If all of the ingredients match this level of quality, our success in this endeavor is assured. Did I fail to mention exactly what this most ambitious of alchemical processes was intended to achieve? Rather than inconvenience us both with an extremely lengthy and technical explanation, it may be faster for me to simply exhibit the results. This is, after all, the culmination of years of dedication and sacrifice. It may very well be that my efforts will end in misery, but one must at least make the attempt, or suffer the endless guilt of inaction. The time for talk is at an end. I shall now begin the process. From this moment onwards, I must needs have unbroken concentration and solitude. Your devoted assistance has been most appreciated. Aside from myself, you shall be the first to discover what the ultimate alchemical technique has achieved. This is beyond comprehension. My experiments were conclusive, and yet there remains some fatal flaw in the process. Where does the fault lie? The method? The materials? My interpretation of the results? Must I resort to thaumaturgy after all? No, such energies will raise naught but a mockery of life. What an utter failure! I must retrace my steps, start again from the beginning. No matter how many times it takes, I will see my alchemy succeed. You can't raise the dead, man. Bring me 3 mega potions, one for each of intelligence, mind, and vitality. They must be of unquestionable quality. I care not for excuses. I need you too. Please, my friend, I need your help. Well, then we just make one. So we have a mega potion of mind already. So we need intelligence and vitality. Black Scorpion and Sandworm things. We have those and those. Okay. And I think I have those also. Grenade Ash and Pudding Flesh. Let's just go and grab them. This is where I feel justified in my whole, hoarding mentality. I have a little bit of everything. And then I come right here and get it, when I could just come right here and get it. But that's okay. That's okay. Was it Bomb Ash or Grenade Ash? I think it was Bomb Ash, right? Let's grab both instead, just to be sure. Dark Frog. Pudding Flesh. Scorpion? Was it? No, it's Black Scorpion. Yeah. And then... Oops, wrong one, wrong one. Sandworm Fangs. And was it something else? Maybe not. Let's just take a look. We'll try to make them and see what we still need. This might be tricky to actually get high quality. And then I get an excellent proc. Never mind. We use a lot of rock salt. Should do it. Yes, these are suitably superb. As ever, your work is swift, precise, and uncommonly brilliant. Black Scorpion to sharpen one's wits. Ahriman Membrane for the mind. Boiled Grenade Ash to fuel vitality. All are necessary components in the alchemical process I attempted earlier, the self-same one that ended so abominably. On that matter, I offer my apologies. I was so unwaveringly confident of success, my failure put me in a frenzy to gather a new batch of reagents post-haste. And to manage such a feat quickly meant I could not do it alone. I was able, however, to procure another incomparable mega potion of strength while you were at work on these potations. Properly combined, these four of the primary attributes, strength, vitality, intelligence, and mind, can effect mortal resurrection. And now, my dear assistant, you understand what I hope to achieve with this highest of alchemy. Does this revelation shock you? Did you think the dead beyond our reach? That's certainly the common perception. Even I am forced to acknowledge the seeming insanity of my actions. But I believe in alchemy's unlimited potential. It was the cause of my regret and shall be the source of my salvation. I have spent too long on this path to veer from it now. Do you recall the time we spoke of Wanaja? She was the elder sister of Wabulia, the Mikote to whom you delivered those potions of blindness. Wanaja is my one and only love. She was taken from me during the calamity. But I will see her live again. I will not rest until the day I can tell her the one thing she must know. In our level 50 quest. Is that you, my loyal assistant? I've done it! I've isolated the flaw. My understanding of the process was incomplete. Simply reviving Wanaja's corporeal form was insufficient. In order to call her spirit and bind it to her body, I need an anchor of sorts, some manner of memento she would recognize. But I have no such physical memories, no material objects she might have treasured. That's why I would have you visit her sister, Wabulia, and ask her if she might spare me a keepsake. Meanwhile, I'll start on the prepper. A moment of dizziness, nothing more. If I must, I shall work in my sleep. It would not be the first time. But if all goes to plan, such extremes should not be necessary. I've woken up out of a sleep and started apologizing for falling asleep, like as if I was talking on a video. Sorry, I was distracted. I should have been talking. Instead, I was like, I don't know what happened. I was just sleeping. Usually when I'm doing streaming, or when I'm making a video, like right before I go to bed, I might end up dreaming about it and then wake up weird. Where are you, girl? In Pearl Lane? And there she is. Severian needs something of Wanaja's, something she treasured. He yet persists in this madness of his. I do not, as Severian believes, seek to forget my dear sister. There are still nights when I lie awake, wishing I had the power to change the past. Wanaja and I were once insatiable wanderers, you see. We traveled the world practicing the arts of conjuring. It was in Ul'dah where we found a home, and where Wanaja found Severian. Though the son of a wealthy noble house, he spoke constantly of mastering the secrets of alchemy. My sister thought his childlike passion endearing, and he was smitten by her gentle attentions. I wished them naught but happiness. Yet as was true for many an Eorzean, the night of the calamity brought a brutal end to their joy. I'd volunteered to join the Allied forces, and perhaps feeling a twinge of our old wanderlust, Wanaja chose to join me. It became her last adventure. I have nothing left to remember her by. Even if I did, I would not give it to you. But to forestall Severian's inevitable insistence, I'll provide you with a direction for your futile quest. Speak with adventurers in the quicksand, or merchants at the Ruby Road Exchange. My sister had her fair share of admirers. Perhaps one of them will hold the key. Wanaja? Oh my, yes, I knew her. I always envied her effortless talent. If I'd actually tried to use the wand of which she was so fond, I would likely have fainted from the exertion. She did let me hold it once, though. The exact name of the weapon escapes me, but I could tell it was enhanced with quick-tongue materia. It was a grade 3 stone, if it matters. Well, gee, I wonder what I'm making. a wand with a materia. Did I know Wanaja? My, it's been some time since I last heard that name. Wanaja and Wabulia, the famous Conjurer sisters. I thought myself quite the fortunate fellow indeed to have run across them in my travels. I heard the Elder did not survive the calamity. I should have liked to see her wield that wand of hers one more time. Such grace, such beauty. Who? Ah, the elder of the Conjurer sisters. Spoke with her once or twice, I did. I was interested in the wand she carried. Budding Rose... Oh my god. It's gonna be the thing I just turned in, isn't it? And I don't know how to get more spoken blood. She cut a stunning figure in that robe of hers, too. I meant to ask her about it the next time we met, but I never got the chance. Such a shame. A budding rosewood wand. Yep. Well, at least we know what the recipe is, but we need to go and see if we can purchase some more spoken blood. Maybe I should have done this quest first. Actually, I didn't have access to it until I made one, so I don't feel that bad about it. Unless this is like a really rare material, it's going to cost a fortune. Nah. Cheap. And we already have the potion. So we just need to make another growth gamma. With a quick tongue materia 3. Do I happen to have one of those? Yes. And there we go. Have you acquired a suitable memento to act as Wanaja's anchor? I'm sure her sister will fill you with them. Yeah, there it is. This is Wanaja's rosewood wand. I'd recognize it anywhere. You say you crafted this? My wonderful assistant, you're truly full of surprises. Though my love may never have held this particular wand, it's similar enough to the original to serve our purpose. Yes, I could spend the remainder of the day explaining to you the underlying principle of ethereal anchors, but let's carry on with the alchemy, shall we? Now that we have all the necessary materials, I'll once again begin the painstaking process. Stay with me this time, my patient apprentice. You deserve to see the fruits of our labor firsthand. So he's sitting there with a corpse on the table? I mean, I think people would say something. It's been 5 years, man. She'd be rotted by now. The components are in place. We should see a result within moments. It will not be the result you desire. Wabulia! Return to me my sister's remains. You have had your chance, Severian. The process was a success. Everything went perfectly. Even now, Wanaja struggles free from death's covetous grasp. Why do you persist in deluding yourself? The gift of life is not within alchemy's power to give. That miracle belongs only to the gods. I will not forsake Wanaja's memory as you have. The limitless potential of alchemy is beyond your understanding. You foolish, stubborn man. Stop. Stop fighting, the both of you. Wanaja? Is it truly you? Severian, you look awful. Have you been up all night again? Some new subject of research? Wanaja, I was working on something important. Terribly important. But I'm done with that now. I need to... I must tell you how sorry I am. When I think back on the days we spent together, I remember naught but your quiet smile, as you listened to me blather on and on about my work. It was ever the same scene, repeated over and over. There was so much more I could have done, so many ways I could have made you happy. Please, forgive me. But my dear Severian, the passion is what I loved most about you. She's gone. No, she'll never be gone. Not while I'm here to remember her. Do you mind if Wabulia has the wand? Though a poor substitute for her sister's body, it's been touched by Wanaja's spirit. As for myself, my regrets have been laid to rest. I may even sleep in a bed this night. I mean, you think this would have implications. Anyway, it's strange. Though it's been scant moments since I stood at the very peak of my discipline, I'm filled with an inexplicable ambition. I stand free to devote myself to new alchemical pursuits. Might even consider shouldering a portion of the guild's commissions. Without your help, I don't know that I would have survived my obsession. You were, without a doubt, the finest assistant any alchemist could have. I thank you. Now that you've conquered this mountain with me, what will be your next endeavor? The realm of alchemy has no boundaries. The possibilities are endless. That concludes the alchemist quests. And another blue item. Blue crafting item. So, we do happen to be a thaumaturge. And that's wrong. We should not be a thaumaturge right now. We should be a black mage. Let's go do our quest. Gotta help their poor youngest brother. Fortune's favored us, yea. Kukabusi's been spotted at Vesper Bay. We cannot let this opportunity pass us by. Head there with all due haste, and with you take these descriptions of my brother's likeness and Mormo's mannerisms. Relay this information to some of the local residents and see what you can find. I should get my chocobo out. And are my bars still set up? I think they are. I think we're good. What's that, miss? You say you're looking for someone? I believe I saw your yacht Lalafell in the company of a couple of adventurers hailing from limbs of the Minza. A marauder and a thaumaturge were I to hazard to guess. They were talking about seeing the area north of here. Anybody in here? No. Something I can do for you, stranger? Now that you mention it, I did see a lot of fellow who matches this description. He was watching the ferries come in, with more than a passing of interest, looking to hire some adventurers or some such. No. This feels like it should be easier than I'm making it. Aha! Welcome to the Pissed Peisty. What can I get ya? Information, is it? Ah, that little bloke was in here, bringing a blush to all the young maiden's cheeks. What he lacked in height, he certainly made up for in boldness. Left with more than one lass on his arm, he did. Oh my. So, Mormo has chosen this as her new hunting ground. The maiden seduced by the succubus will be prepared as vessels to hold her fully restored power. I fear they have already been slain. As for the adventurers, I think you can imagine what Mormo intends for the thaumaturge. We must find and warn those unwitting Laminsans before the void sand strikes again. You're told they might be headed north, yes? It would be best for you to follow. still here. It's still here, somewhere close. You know, that's just too quiet. I want to hear it a little bit louder. Let's mess with our audio. So, player effects. Let's turn that up to, say, 75. See if that works. Thanks, lass. Ah, my head. That little bastard said he'd give us the grand tour of Ul'dah. It's been grand, all right. Please, he took my mate further north. I think he was muttering something about Moondrip. Yay, what's befallen? I sense the presence of Void Scent, but appears you have things well in hand. Mormo is in Moondrip, a fitting place for the battle to come. It's time to finish this, my brothers. Kokobusi will be a slave to that fiend no longer. I shall approach Mormo first, as we discussed. If the bargaining proceeds smoothly and the Void Scent feasts on my proffered mana, she should soon manifest in her demonic form. Once Mormo is fully present within the realm, that's when you unleash the seething power of the Abyss. Though after lecturing you for so long on how a thaumaturge should avoid such threats, I yet hold doubts as to whether such a direct conflict is the correct path. In your experience, what do you consider to be a thaumaturge's greatest strength? Introspection? Yes, indeed. It's perhaps only by looking within that we may find the answers we seek. I'm decided. My fate awaits me. I have faith that, no matter what becomes of me, you will succeed in destroying Mormo, ending her threat to the realm. Enough, Mormo. Well, well, but isn't the eldest of the cowardly thaumaturge brothers? I thought you'd be busy whimpering under your bed, wishing I'd just disappear. I've come to offer you a deal. I know you seek the etheric energy needed to substantiate your true form, but how much time do you tend to waste feeding on these lesser mages? Compared to these stripling sorcerers and their trembling arcane flames, my power is as a blazing sun. Would you not prefer to take what I can give you? That's a creepy smile. Drain my strength and assume your rightful appearance. I'm sure you think me a coward, but that's of no consequence. I only wish Kokobusi returned to us unharmed. You're wise to acquiesce, Mage. At long last, my true body, my true power is mine once more. I believe a stretching of the old arcane muscles is in order. No, you don't, Void Scent. We won't let you leave here alive. This organ music. So, you risk your lives in a valiant rescue attempt? You should not bet what you're not prepared to lose. I'll tear the ether from your very marrow. I pulled aggro. I'm supposed to hold her on me. Off me. Guys, you should move out of that. Intimacy? No, I better single target these. We won? We won! Victory is ours! Kokobusi, Kokobuki! Mormo is dead. What? Where am I? Thank Tal, you're awake. Kokobuki, Kokobusi is returned to us. Our sibling has yet to stir from his somnolent stupor. Buki? His etheric channels have contracted. They're barely sufficient to sustain the flow of his life force. If we do not increase his capacity for ether soon, his vitality will drain away completely. My mana amplifying potion, its potency is limited, but it might be enough. I see the battle ended, as I expected. You did it, Kokobusi. Your alchemy saved him. and we would not have prevailed without you. We'll bear our brother back to the ossuary. Pray, meet us there, we might properly express our gratitude. The little creepy dudes. Oh, oh, oh! Thank you, Ye. After seeking refuge in the comforting shadows of the abyss for so long, I had lost sight of the blazing glory of which thaumaturgy is capable. The raw power and audacity of your magecraft has freed my brothers and me from our self-imposed cowardice. I thought Thao himself had his fingers on my throat, but this sensation of hard-won supremacy is strangely satisfying. As for you, Kokobusi, you're our brother and a respected colleague. I hope you never again estimate the precious power you wield. Yea, you've exceeded all my expectations. In recognition of your outstanding growth as a thaumaturge, I'll impart to you one of the guild's most closely guarded techniques. Mana Ward. It's a defensive weaving of energies that blunts the force of any attack made against you. I'm sure you can understand why we do not teach this secret to every stray hedge wizard who chooses to join our ranks. Now that you've experienced the deadliest threats and the joy that comes with their obliteration, I'm certain you're eager to explore just how deep you might descend into the chasm of thaumaturgy. May your struggles bring wisdom, and your wisdom bring courage. I, for one, look forward to hearing of your future thaumaturgical endeavors. Okay. There we go. There's a quest over here. Yay, I've been waiting for you, in a way. Let me explain. Do you know of the Marasaja pit? It's a prison here in Odal. In prison, the man will do most everything to keep his mind occupied. Of late, one inmate claims to hear the voice of Nalthal. No doubt he's lost his mind after serving 100 years of a life sentence. But he knew of you by name, and maintains the traitors demand you win the gem of Chatoru and exchange it for his release. A farce, no doubt. I make it for nothing more than the maniacal ravings of a cell-crazed, sweaty-toothed madman. But the only way to be sure is to free him of the pit. The prisoner's name is Kukuruka Tataruka. And if his stories were not proof enough of his lunacy, he also styles himself a black mage. Such magic was lost to Eorzea centuries ago. Who does this senile charlatan think he'll fool with such rubbish? Nevertheless, he's invoked the name of Nalthal, and so the Order feels unwise to ignore his words. I'm still no believer. You have come as he said you would. Let's get to the bottom of this, shall we? It may be that you're an agent of fate, or merely a crooked old man's accomplice. In either case, travel to Highbridge in eastern Thailand. Seek out the planar fissure, a rift between this world and the next. Fell whatever beasts might lurk there, and water the earth with their blood. According to our jailed mummer, Doing so will give rise to the gem of Shatato. The gem is no more than a pretty stone, oft mentioned in bedtime stories and the tales of fairies. We'll see if it truly exists. I'll await your findings here. Return to me when the deed is done. Well, that's not good. Void Scent Blood. Thaumaturge, hear me. Put up your weapon, friend. Kazag Cha means you no harm. So you're the one of whom Kukuruka's prophecy speaks. By your hand was the blood of these creatures spilt upon this earthy vein, was it not? Then you've earned this gem of Shatato. Take it. You'll know what to do with it when the time comes. With this, my part is done. Farewell now. Well, you certainly smell as though you've been off spilling blood, but it will take more than a waft of foulness to convince me you're an agent of divine will. I take it yours was an eventful journey? It's exactly as described in the tales. Could it truly be the gem of Shatato? 12 be good. I can feel the magic pulsing within it. The tales tell that only souls blessed by the grace of Nelthal are entrusted with the keeping of the gem. This is beyond mere coincidence. I must investigate further. And you must assist me, eh? This now involves you as much as any other. Still, I cannot shake my inner skeptic. If Kukuruka has somehow made contact with the outside world, he may be manipulating adventurers such as yourself for ends yet unknown to us. I'll call an emergency council of the Order. Please, wait here. That will not be necessary. Kukuruka, what are you doing here? How have you escaped the pit? Watch your tongue, you insolent fool. Master has passed a century in meditation, communing with Naldal. You will address him with proper respect. The jailers of the Marasaja pit are very different from the heretics of your order. Suffice it to say, they had wisdom enough to listen. Must I remind you again? The will I speak is that of Naldal himself. The true criminal is he who ignores the words of a god. Beware, Kukuruka. The 12 seldom spare those who claim their voice. This mummer's farce will bring disaster to us all. The cause of the disaster to come will be no words of mine, of that be sure. Naldal spoke unto me. By his own declaration, the seal on the Void Gate will be broken. Once thrown open, it can be closed once more by none but she who bears the gem of Shitoto. I speak of you, Yei Talren. The gem you hold is the mark of a Mage of the Black. With it in hand, you must now set forth to gather the keys needed to seal the Void Gate. Wait, you don't have the right. I can't just let this happen. Silence, you hollow-pated prig. Those who do not listen shall not be heard. You take for yourself the title of Thaumaturge, and so I'll not suffer you to claim ignorance. You know as well as any the existence of another world rife with shadow and monstrosity, the Void. As the power of the Void waxes, the barrier between it and our own world wanes. Eventually that barrier will falter, and the Void Gate will open. Once it has, only the black magic of Eld can reseal it. This is sacrilege. As one who now commands the forces of destruction, I bid you go forth, Black Mage. The gem of Shitoto is our sigil, the mark of the Magi devoted to the true dark art. In it you already possess the first key required to see the Void Gate sealed. You've taken the black, but time is needed before the black takes you, before it permeates mind and body and colors every fiber of your being dark as pitch. Visit Milvanith Sacrarium, and there hear the words of Lalai. Do not fear the power to destroy. Master it, and with it destroy that which would destroy you. Where is that? That's a bookshelf, not a door. Master is meditating in his chambers. For Nadal always speaks, and Master must listen. He's trusted me with guiding you on your path. But you must walk alone yet. Come again when the black has grown stronger within you. So delete this. Equip our new deal. There. We're now a black mage. And our bars are all messed up. We'll have to get those all fixed. Alright though, we're making some real progress. Here, where's New Game Plus? So we're almost completely done with the Realm Reborn. Just one thing left. Crystal Tower's done. Whole bunch of random other stuff. I haven't done much of our Scholar yet. Still need to do that. Need to... There's so many more. Machinist is the one I'm aiming for at the moment. Still need to finish Carpenter, Blacksmith, Weaver, Culinarian in terms of crafting and fishing. But I think we'll do that some other time. Probably not next time either. We'll see. For now, I think I'm going to take a break. So, thank you everybody for watching. Until next time.